Hello guys, Theo here on Common Sense. Today I'm gonna take you through a workout that I did after breaking a 64-hour fast today. I really want to start getting more in depth with the training content that I do, because when you think about it, training is something I've talked about a lot on the channel, of course, but it's often like on a macro scale, or as part of a whole, because I got into this obviously not just because I want to get jacked. It's all about self-development and mental health too, and just self-improvement in general. And so I kind of just try to help you have some place to start and start going to the gym and keep going to the gym and have an idea of what to do, right? But I obviously know a lot about training. I'm a huge nerd, so many details that I think about with everything around training, and I guess I get a little overwhelmed when I think about starting to make more detailed, in-depth content. I start thinking, but if I talk about this, I need to explain this too. But will they get this if I had to talk about this, kind of that thing? So maybe I should do one like, I know Bald Omni-Man, a great guy, follow that guy. Great natural bodybuilding strength training content, but he has done a few like hours long videos when he just goes through his whole philosophy. Maybe I should do kind of that too, and then you can start having little shorter videos about different things. But this is a good way to do it too, to just take a workout and talk about my thoughts around it. And obviously a lot of you are into the fasting too, so it can be fun with the break fast workout, and I'll talk a bit about the food and how I broke the fast too. So yeah, I'll tell you about the day basically. So woke up, I've been sleeping really well on the fast lately. I fall asleep, and often I can sleep 8 hours uninterrupted, no problem, but I accidentally had a playlist on. Sometimes I fall asleep to something, but it usually picks something that's a length, so it will end shortly after I fall to sleep. But I accidentally had a playlist on, so it woke me up a bit earlier than I would have liked. And I also broke the fast today a couple hours earlier than I usually do, at like 9 in the morning. But to be fair, I also started, if I had my last meal a couple hours earlier, and a couple hours doesn't really matter. But I like to I want to, on the day I break the fast, I want to eat before I go train, but not right. I don't want to go right after eating. I want to have a couple of hours at least, so at least it's your strength and performance has more to do with what you ate the day before than on the actual day, and that's why it's ridiculous, kind of, I need a banana before I start my workout, kind of thing. But you start, of course, converting it into muscle glycogen. So I want that to at least have started, so give it a couple hours and it will have started. And especially if you take a walk and do a little mobility, get some blood flow going like that. So yeah, that's what I do. I break the fast. I do, I feel like I've said this so many times, but people always ask me about the food. So I do my thing with it's like a click of Greek yogurt. I take honey. On a breakfast day, I will go for an extra tablespoon of honey. I want more carbs, so I get back in business to train sooner. And I have kefir in, because I don't, not too much fat with a Greek yogurt. And I have my protein powder in there, throw some berries, blueberries and raspberries. I eat sauerkraut, pickle, carrot, have a glass of orange juice, 3 eggs, and of course the beef liver that I swallow as kind of a supplement, because I'm still too much of a pussy to eat it raw like it is. So I take this protein, honey, yogurt goodness, and then swallow it as if I'm swallowing a pill with it or something. But yeah, do that. Go out for a little walk outside. Take the chance to listen or respond to some voice messages. Go to the outdoor gym and just kind of, mobilize the body. Then I go to the gym. And the special thing with breakfast workouts is that, you are surprisingly strong. So basically, it's a little different exercises, but basically you have all the strength you usually have. You just have much less stamina. So let's say a weight that I can usually do a certain amount of reps of, I'll probably be able to do the same on the day I break the fast, or during a fast, by the way, but I'll probably lose more reps or have to lower the weight on sets to come if that's like a failure set. So, but one exercise that it's extremely rewarding when you're fasting is the chin up, because obviously your body weight is it's lower because you lost weight from the fast, but it's even lower because you're just holding less water, have less poop and food in your system, you know. So yeah, temporarily you're lighter. And I actually hit a personal best today. I went for my old one that I did 4 days fasted. 50 kilos in the belt. It was so smooth, so I had to go for 55 kilos and boom, hit that. Not many that would think that you hit the personal best after not eating for a few days, right? But yeah, and then I did 3 sets of 6 with 30 kilos, which also just doing that once would have been a personal best. But yeah, then bench pressing variations are the ones that I struggle most with after breaking the fast, and it's also like benching and squatting is also where I'm most prone. There's most likely to lose strength when I cut, like when I lose body weight too, and on the break fast day especially. So, but what I've been doing a variation called the Larsen press, where you basically just don't have your feet, you just let them stick out like that. It's to isolate it more to the chest. It's actually superior hypertrophy exercise like that, but also to you know, if you can get stronger without leg drive, then you will be even stronger when you bring the leg drive back. But what I've tried, my subscribers will know that I've tried cutting a bit slower today, not being as aggressive with the fast, just doing them like every other week, to be able to hold on to as much strength as possible. Because I've never lost like a huge amount of strength, but when I've done these very aggressive fasts, I have lost some strength though. So the goal now is to not lose any, and so my goal is, if I can hold on to 3 sets of 5 passed with 100 kilos on the Larsen press, yeah, then I'm good. And so I hit that today, and last week, after having eaten for several days, I did progress on it. I did 7 reps twice and then 6 reps on the last set. So I know too that you know, this is very good that I can hit on a fast, because I'll be able to hit even more after a few days of eating when I do it again. But yeah, and then next I did a wide grip seal row to hit more the chin up there. It's more lat focused, to hit that upper back goodness and the rear delts. I do the wide grip seal row, so more than pulling close like this, pull like that to hit the more upper back. I think that's something that's lacking in a lot of people's back training actually. Most people, they do different exercises, but a lot when you're close to your body all the time and never here. And of course you can work your upper back at other angles too, but this is really more like isolated to the upper back. I had 67 kilos. I did 3 sets of 10. I like on exercise like this, like with most rows, you start failing the last portion of the range of motion way before the rest. So I generally like to you know, go for something where like 2-3 reps beyond failing full range of motion, because yeah, I don't think you get enough stimulus otherwise. And on the last set you can just crank out partials until you can't anymore. I cranked out like 5 extra or so on the last set after 3 sets of 10. And yeah, then I did a shoulder press. I've been doing a C press, so that's when you sit kind of like a pancake position, with the legs out like on the floor, and sit and press like this. Because my weakness in the shoulder press is that I tend to lean back. You know, it's fine if you lean back slightly, but I tend to lean back too much. I almost make it an upper chest exercise, you know, and I don't want that. And obviously sitting like this, you're not going to be able to lean, you're going to fall. But that, since I've been getting leaner, I have a hip injury that I'm recovering from still. It's much better though, but I felt that and a little bit of aggravation in my lower back when I sit like that. So I tried instead the unsupported seated shoulder press. So it's slightly easier than the C press, but it's still, you still can't lean back as much, so you're still addressing the same weakness there. So I tried that. I did 60 kilos for 5 reps, 50 kilos for like 9 per set. And yeah, then I tried a new exercise for me, the pullover, dumbbell pullover, that I've done it at lighter weights with like completely straight arms, and also lighter weights you could really stay in that stretched position for mobility. But now I'm starting to think it might be really great lat hypertrophy exercise because of the weighted stretch there. And so I'm gonna need to experiment a bit, because I want to get a good stretch still, but I'm gonna have to find a balance between weight and being able to get to that full stretch without like dislocating your shoulder. You might be able, I'm rolling the clips here of course, and you might be able to see that on the last rep there. I'm like, ooh, because I felt it started jumping out. It's fine, nothing happened. But so yeah, gonna have to experiment a bit with the form, so I end up heavy enough to stimulate hypertrophy, but not so heavy that I dislocate my shoulder, right? And then I just did an incline dumbbell press. I haven't really done in a while, so I was a little like no dumbbells for a while I've been cutting actually, and so I was just a little not used to it. I went for 36 kilo dumbbells, and this is where for me the like fasting induced lower stamina bars started to show, because I did 8 reps on the first 2 sets, and I definitely know that I had at least one rep more on those sets, but then I just got 6 on the last one, and that will never happen that way when I'm fully fed, you know, several days of eating in a row before that. Then if the, you know, the 886 would only happen if the first 2 were like real grinders, the last 2 reps. And then I threw in a last exercise, the incline curl. Love that one. I've always been doing it at like low weight, higher, like around 15 reps. But after seeing some naturals that I really respect, look up to, like Jeffrey Verity Schofield, Alpha Destiny, Alex from Alpha Destiny, I've seen them doing this heavier for lower reps, around 8 reps. So I decided to try that today. I didn't quite know what dumbbells to go for. I took 14 kilo dumbbells and did 10 and 7 and 6. And there again, the fasting induced lower stamina bar started to show. Because, yeah, well, I will definitely, if I go to failure, lose reps on an exercise like that, but not so many, not that big of a jump usually. But that was basically, yeah, that was my workout today. And so, I don't know, to talk a little bit just generally about how I structure, like how I pick sets and reps and weight. I have a few different approaches. Like on certain exercises, I will have a rep range, like 8 to 12 reps. You know, different exercises, different times, how I feel, different goals. But I'll talk about like a bit. I do let's say the chin up. Let's start there. I felt when I did this 6th rep, I was hoping before, you know, this is still when you're so in tune. I am very good at predicting how I'm gonna do on an exercise with a weight, right? So I was predicting, like, I think I can get 3 sets of 6 on this one. But if the first set, if the 6th rep would have been like a super grinder there, I definitely wouldn't have gotten 6 on the others. And I thought I could have done a 7th on the first set, but instead then I keep that in the tank, and I know it will even out, so that on the last set it's gonna be like that, and that's exactly what happened. Kind of the same on the bench press there. I'm not sure actually if I would have been able to get the 6th rep on the first set, but I wouldn't have gone for it either way, because I felt I was, you know, weakened. So yeah, I stop at the 5th so that I can get 5 on all of them. On an exercise like the wide grip row, again, because it is one of those where you'll fail just the last part of the range of motion, I think of it a bit differently. It's like you're supposed to in an exercise. So I always do something like, I go for 10 reps, and I know that if not on the first set, at least on the 2nd and 3rd, I'm gonna start. I go to 10, but a few of them are going to be partials, you know. And something I could do on the dumbbell press, for instance, but I didn't do today, because I know taking it like an actual failure set in this, you know, not fasted state, but having just broken a fast state. If you take it something to true failure, you often lose a lot. So when I did an 8th rep, I feel like I probably have one more, but I think I can get 8 on all. If I stop here, and then I didn't, you know, I even gassed out before that. But if I did this in a fed state, for instance, I'll often have a rep range, you know, like 8 to 12 reps. That I take a weight where I know I'll end up in there. Say that I get 11 on the first to failure, I'm just gonna lose 1 rep, bro. That's how it works out for me then. So maybe I get 11, 10, maybe 10 again, or 9, and I keep, those are always failure sets. And so then when I start ending up like 12, 12, 12, if I can get 12 on all this, it's time to move up on the dumbbells, right, and start over in the lower end of the rep range, right? So I don't know, I'm just talking a bit all over the place, because I want to get just some of my thinking on the training out, you know, and give you the opportunity to ask questions about it and all like that. I'll say, since I've talked a bit now about like organizing sets, reps and all that shit, pyramid sets, you know, like either reverse or like, you know, when you keep increasing the weight or if you keep lowering the weight and lower the reps between sets. It's generally not something I do. I just think it's easier to quantify when you use the same weight. For all, it becomes so much like, I did 8 reps with this weight, 9 reps with that one, 11 with that one, you know, it's a bit more all over the place. That's something I will do intuitively sometimes when I feel like, you know, I don't have much to give today, I'm tired today, let's work up to one heavy top set and then do some lighter, higher rep backup sets like that. So I will do the pyramid thing at some points, but it's generally when I program, it's more, in the way I said before, usually the same weight on all of the sets. Might throw in a backup set at some points, like after 3 heavy sets and low reps, like just to pump it out, throw in the last finisher one like that. But I think I'll end it here. I sat before recording this video and the training talk here. I ate some potatoes, some beef. I was snacking on more pickles, carrots and sauerkraut, drinking my orange juice. If I didn't say I drank the orange juice with a breakfast. Breakfast and breakfast. Yeah, and I've been eating twice a day. You know, when I'm not fasting, but on the day of breaking the fast, for me as a heavy trainer, you know, I want to nourish my body and get into performance mode as quickly as possible. So on the first day and maybe tomorrow too, I'll eat a bit more. I ate 3 meals today, so I'm gonna eat some salmon, some cheese and more potatoes, orange juice, some vegetable or something, after having trained a client here in a bit. So that's what a day like this looks like. I don't think I'll pause if there's any. Now, yeah, you see, even when I try to do it, like I'm just gonna talk generally about my workouts, I get worried. Oh, did I talk about it? Did I explain this? You know, it's kind of that thing. So please, guys, help me out with things you wanna, because I do know a lot of this and I want to teach you a lot of this. It's just that I get overwhelmed a little bit and don't know where to start always. So the more ideas you can bring me, the better. But in the end, like in the future, I want to be like, I am hoping to put out, I'll have come that far, laid a foundation with my philosophy and the way I train and yeah, all that. But you know, I will want to come to a point where I, you know, make a video. Oh, I found this one exercise for this that I think is great, you know. But that's not where you start. You don't start with, oh, my favorite biceps curl or something like that, right? So yeah, guys, please comment, please ask questions. It's help me help you, as I say. Yeah, it's very helpful for me to know what you like to know more about. Please like, all comments and likes help support the channel, so I appreciate it a lot. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, mental health, all that kind of cool shit. Alright guys, see you later. Peace.